Okay, everyone, it's 7:01 p.m. and we had a very interesting day here. StreetNOW News, Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD, and we're coming in with you with that this evening. The date again is February 5th. It's a Friday evening, February 5th, 2021. And I'm Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD. I'm your Jick. Let me tell you about my day. I'm going to tell you something else before we get started on telling you about the day. If it wasn't for my tweet station, and it would be all over. If it wasn't for our intellectual abilities, or shall I make it one word, intelligence, we would be gone. I'm Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD, would be gone. Oh, Lord. I'm going to try to keep it clean, and I'm going to try to be professional as I tell you the stories about what happened today. It was so funny. I'm going to put a little music behind this, y'all, because we're going to put the music behind this Cuba, because we need some Cuban blood to tell you about this. I'm sorry for laughing, but now let me try to get professional with you and tell you what happened today. Hey, y'all, they were on a deadline again. Well, you know the words that I've used before, and I'm going to try to avoid using those words today. And you guys appreciate that, don't you? Well, I'm glad that I'm not using them too. I never have used those words before, but I'm going to go ahead now and tell you what happened. One of those people, this time in a slit format, you decide. One of the same people, the Hispanics, that tried to pull an O.J. Simpson fight case. That wait until I got into the car and then kicked the window. Today it came in a slit format. Guess you decide on what that slit format is. Okay, now I'm good. I'm going to go ahead now and tell you what happened. We actually arrived at a park location, one of the most wonderful things that I could have ever done, and I don't know what in me made me do this. I did a stand-up right there at Madison and Colorado Avenue, right before going to a park location to take a walk into the park at Rock Creek Park. So I did a stand-up right there at Madison Street and Colorado Avenue. I left that location and I went to park. And when I went to park, my intention was to park and then go into the park and relax. Well, something told me to go ahead and do another stand-up because it was so beautiful looking out into the park. To do a stand-up right there showing the sunshine of the day gleaming into the park area. So I went ahead and I did that stand-up there. So it's 2 stand-ups that I done within, say, 30 minutes. Okay? So I did the stand-up, parked, was putting on my shoes, and, of course, what's heading down the street but 2 slits. I said I wasn't going to laugh, and I said I was going to remain professional. That is what I'm going to do. 2 slits running down an isolated street trying to get to me. interesting. One of the best things that I could have ever done for myself was I pulled out the Tweet Station video feature and I videoed the two ladies rushing down the street, because it's so strange. It was just an isolated street. It is an isolated street, but two ladies running down this isolated street obviously had something up their sleeve that they wanted to do. So I sit there and I recorded the two ladies rushing down the street at me. Okay? Well, both the ladies rushed down the street at me, turned around, signaled offensively, and moved on. Well, one of the young ladies was a Hispanic young lady, just like the Hispanic male that tried to carry out the deceit. Another Hispanic, y'all. Another Hispanic. Anyway, it was a Hispanic young lady, and the Hispanic young lady had on a brown coat wrapped around her butt and signaling with me with her tongue. Very, very interestingly. I was nice about it. I was whatever the case. And then the young lady took a picture of the spot where I stood to do the stand-up. Oh my gosh. It's scary. That type of ordeal is so scary. The two stand-ups that I just done, this Hispanic young lady came and started to take pictures of the spot, the exact spot where I was standing at, pointing and signaling at me all at the same time. Well, not only did I see her, but there was also another Hispanic man that saw her. And the Hispanic man that saw her drove by, looked at her, and the Hispanic lady moved on. Well, I went to the young lady and I said, you wouldn't happen to have been stalking me, would you? Is it stalking or harassing, or what do you call what you just did? The young lady, the Hispanic young lady, got arrogant and even spat it off at the mouth. Well, I then informed her, just like I'm talking to you now, that if it was stalking or harassment, we can handle that and we will handle it. And the young lady said, well, we sure will. We sure will. She got aggressive and became very arrogant. Interestingly, I went on my merry little way and parked again. But before I parked, the second best thing that I've ever done was I recorded the young lady afterwards, after she got aggressive with me, walking back. When she saw me pull out my camera, she ran into a neighbor's house. I went on and I parked. And something told me, no, parking right now is not good. And that is when I looked up the street, and here comes a cop. Well, I was the one that did the report on Popeyes. I was the same reporter, Terry DWAYNE ASHFORD. I'm the same reporter who did the report on Popeyes, who understands the SPICs, or I say the Hispanics, intertwined in the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police. When I saw that, Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police officer from that little, not even an incident. I asked the question. Yeah, I asked you a question. Were you fucking stalking me? That's my goddamn question. But I said it in a very nice way. I just said, are you stalking me? And if you're stalking me, then we can handle that. But I'm sure you wouldn't be stalking me. And what really alarmed me was the Hispanic young lady who got really aggressive at that question. Really aggressive. They're very, very, very aggressive. All good. Well, you could be aggressive and little, but you're trying to do touch points and you're going to get yourself hurt like that. When I saw the cops come up and bother me, when I saw the cops, hey, back up a little bit. Can you back up a little bit? Thank you. This right here's another one. FV is Frank. It's an African right here. FV8315. His name is Frank. He's working with the Hispanics. And we're there. Now, we just wanted to share with you what was going on. He walks up. He comes up. And he gets all close to my car. And he's trying to pretend to be me. He's wearing the glasses tonight. His name is Frank. He's an African. We're supposed to trust him. We're smiling right in his face. FV8315. as we report for you. And we're going to go ahead and close this out right now for a second. I had to tell him to move back off of my car because of social distancing. And then move from there. It doesn't make any sense what you're dealing with. You don't make no sense. Now, let me get back to what else happened today. Actually, we're going to close this out here. We have a few more. We only have a few seconds here. Let's see how many more seconds. His name is Frank. That is an African right there that came up and attempted to interrupt this particular broadcast. What we're going to do is we're going to close out this particular broadcast. We're going to come back in a few short moments in order to share with you the remainder of the Hispanic ordeal. Well, I think I have a little time here. It looks like we have about 3 minutes left. We're going to go ahead and talk fast and get it over with. The Frank guy, which is the African, I actually asked him to move back off of my car due to social distancing. He had driven up really close to my car. We have his tag number, and we're already there. We already know what he's about. He's working with the Hispanics, and we are totally okay with that. Now, back it up. Now, in terms of what happened today, the Hispanic young lady ran into the house of a neighbor, a house, once she saw that we saw her, and she made a falsified statement to the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police. Well, guess what? We already know that you as Hispanics do that, and we were there and we were ready. And then what ended up happening after that, when we saw the police officers roaming the area, we knew what the Hispanics had done. And we actually saw the Hispanics. He's trying to interrupt this broadcast, and we can't have this. We cannot continue to have this type of thing going on when we are carrying out this broadcast. Look at this. He's trying to, right now, I can't talk. Yeah. So anyway, it doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. This is your little... Don't make me laugh. We're going to go ahead and close this out right now and laugh for a minute. And then we're going to come right back in a few short moments. I'm DWAYNE ASHFORD.